You know that painfully awkward moment when someone says, "Hi, I'm Daniel," and literally 20 seconds later your brain responds with, "Great, and who exactly is Daniel?" The name is gone. Completely gone. Now you're stuck in the conversation smiling like everything is fine while your mind is doing a full emergency search for information that somehow vanished the second you heard it. And the weird part is, you still remember everything else. You remember their face, their voice, maybe even the joke they made 2 seconds later. But their name? Deleted. So what's going on? Are you rude? Distracted? Secretly bad at being a human? Not at all. Your brain is actually doing something very normal, and once you understand it, forgetting names becomes way less mysterious. The problem is that names are terrible memory material. Your brain loves information that means something. If I say fire is hot, your brain connects that to heat, danger, pain, experience. That word has weight. It matters. But if I say, "This is Sarah," the name Sarah tells your brain, basically nothing. It doesn't describe the person, it doesn't trigger emotion, and it doesn't connect to a real experience. It's just a random sound attached to a stranger. And random information is exactly the kind of thing the brain loves to throw away. But that's only half the story, because when you meet someone new, your brain is already overloaded. It's scanning their face, reading body language, checking the mood, deciding how to act, and also trying to make sure you don't say something weird. At the exact same time, you're probably thinking about your own introduction, what to say next, or whether you look awkward. So while all of that mental traffic is happening, their name appears for 1 second, quietly slips past, and disappears before your brain has time to save it. In other words, you didn't forget the name because you weren't listening. You forgot it because your brain was too busy doing 10 other things at once. And here's the twist. People who are bad with names are often not bad at memory at all. In fact, they're sometimes amazing at remembering stories, emotions, details, and conversations. They remember how someone made them feel. They remember the exact thing that person said. They remember the vibe, the laugh, the weird little detail about their life. Why? Because those things have meaning. They connect to something. Names usually don't. Names are like tiny islands with no bridge leading to them, and if your brain works through connection and association, isolated facts are much harder to keep. That's also why creative people often struggle with names. Their minds are built for meaning, patterns, and emotion, not random labels. But there's another reason names disappear so fast: anxiety. The moment you realize you forgot someone's name, your brain panics. Now instead of calmly listening, you're running 2 conversations at once, one out loud, and one inside your head that sounds like, "Oh no. What was it? David? Daniel?" Don't ask again. Maybe they'll say it. Maybe someone else will say it. Please let someone say it. And that stress makes everything worse, because anxiety blocks memory recall. So the harder you try to grab the name, the more it seems to run away from you. It's like your brain locked the file and then hid the key just to make the moment more dramatic. There's even chemistry involved. Memory works better when the brain thinks something is important, and one of the things that helps signal importance is dopamine. If something is emotional, surprising, funny, or meaningful, your brain is more likely to keep it. But a name during a quick introduction usually has none of that. It's just a sound. No emotion, no story, no reason to stick. That's why memory champions can memorize hundreds of names. They don't treat names like random labels. They turn them into pictures, stories, and strange mental images. They give the brain something interesting to hold on to. And that's really the secret. If you want to remember someone's name, don't just hear it, do something with it. Repeat it back. Connect it to an image. Link it to someone you already know. Turn it into a tiny story. Because the brain doesn't remember what is random. It remembers what feels connected. So if you keep forgetting names, stop thinking of it as a personality flaw. It doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean you're self-absorbed. It usually means your brain was too busy processing the person to properly store the label. And honestly, that's kind of comforting, because it means the problem isn't that you're bad with people. The problem is just that names are boring, and your brain has better things to do.